NFL honors. Do you know what? Yeah, when I was seeing the stuff last night, it reminded me of what's the guy that they shouted from the Bills? Jackson, is it Jackson Horse or something like that?
Yeah, Jackson Horse.
Bro, I was waiting to see if he got one vote in the offensive rookie of the year. He didn't.
I told you when Dej stopped watching, brother. I told you.
I was like, I had to get up just to double check if this guy. I woke up this morning. I was like, did this guy get any votes? Nah. But we can start off with the main one, the rightful winner in our eyes, MVP Matt Stafford. Do you think that will cement his legacy into Canton Hall of Fame?
Yes, definitely. I feel like MVP, Super Bowl winner. What else do you need as a quarterback? You get what I mean? He's going to have a load of these. He's going to be up there in like passing yards if he's not already. He'll surpass a lot more people because he looks like he can play for another 3-4 years if he wants to. So, yeah, rightful winner. I feel like he was the best quarterback in the NFL this year. The NFL did the right thing this year and gave it to the best quarterback, not they're doing this less most valuable to your team stuff. So they provided the rightful winner with the harder schedule, essentially. And, you know, I feel like it was his time. I feel like it was Matt Stafford's time. And he, now for me, he's a Hall of Famer. He's a Hall of Famer. I felt like he was a Hall of Famer before, but this solidifies him in the Hall of Fame. And he plays for the Rams, so you never know what else could happen. Next year, he could have the same sort of season, plus win the Super Bowl. It's like he's always in contention with him and McVay and the team they got around him. So, yeah, rightful winner, deserved. Drake may come in second. He'll have the time to push for an MVP again. So, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, no, definitely agree. And in Stafford's speech, he announced he'll be back next year, and then Kyron Williams and Sean McVay, they were both like going crazy and stuff like that. But yeah, like you said, not to discredit May, I thought May was like just consistently very good throughout the season. But Stafford's big games, Stafford's competition that he faced was just a bit a level above. That's why I like the NFC Championship game, and it lived up to its showing. People were like, that is the Super Bowl. We saw how Seahawks and Rams matched up throughout the whole season. It was nip and tuck, nip and tuck, nip and tuck, either way. And Stafford's the only one that's putting up gazillion yards against that Seahawks team. Like, I think first game, Rams had over 500 plus yards offense, and then this second, well, not first game, the second game, and then this final game, over 450 or something like that. It's just, but yeah, again, like you said, May's got time to win it. But again, with the NFL, we've seen Joe Burrow come to Super Bowl in his second year, his first full year. May might not get this opportunity again. Who knows? Like, just like MVP as well, so.
Yeah, but do you know what though? I feel like with the Joe Burrow situation, Joe Burrow has played like an MVP, but in the MVP seasons, he's played like his team have been terrible. Yeah. And he's had Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson having incredible seasons at the same time. Do you get what I mean? So I feel like Drake May has loads more MVP seasons in him. The division he's in, his actual division is quite helpful for MVP case. Yeah. For an MVP case, just because of who you have to play twice a year. Do you get what I mean? Right now, we don't know what two of those teams are doing. So you have 4 games against people you could put up extraordinary numbers. And then the game against the Bills can be the one that puts you over the edge. So I feel like Drake May will be in with a shout every single year from now. People are putting him in top 5 discussions already. So if you're in them discussions, you're going to be in with a shout of MVP. So it's going to be interesting going down the line. But I feel like it's going to be, as you said, if they can add more weapons to the Patriots, receiver-wise, running back-wise, help on the offense, help on the defense, I think they'll be a 13, 14-win team. And if you're a 13, 14-win team, yeah, your quarterback's always going to be in with a chance of winning the MVP.
Yeah. I think if they don't win the Super Bowl, though, I'm not going to put him in the top 5, like, in terms of like expectations and stuff like that. Because I feel like over recent years, they've done that with And it's nice and exciting to do that, but for me, you have to back it up. The likes of, like, say, CJ Stroud, Daniels was more so injury this year, so fair enough.
Yeah.
But sometimes you put people on the throne a bit too early. But again, like you said, the Patriots, they've got the cap space to actually build around. So, but they're not going to have an easy schedule this year because they actually had the easiest schedule in such a long, long time. So, and there's going
Yeah.
to be more tape, everything. So, if they don't win it, I think they're going to be a good team next season. But I don't think they'll be creme de la creme because the Bills will know what they've got to face, and then we could just see a resurgent Lamar if Mahomes is back from week 1. Like the big
Uh-huh.
boys, the big boys all had their down yearish similar time,
Yeah.
and which everyone can have that grace. Do you know what I mean? Just a quick one. I was looking at the voting. Stafford won by 1 vote. You know,
Oh wow.
Stafford had
So it
24.
was close.
Yeah, Stafford had 24. May had 23. Josh Allen had 2, and Herbert had 1.
Nah,
And
some people need to be banned from voting.
I'll send you the voter who voted for Herbert because I saw people quote tweet him like this morning saying what the hell, blah blah blah, and like he
That person
actually
needs his vote
spoke
taken
out
away.
and said I'm the one that voted for Herbert.
But why? Like this is the problem with people just doing miscellaneous votes. Like you can't just be putting votes out there for no reason.
So his name
Like
is
Herbert.
Sam Monson. He said I was the Justin Herbert vote. The guy had the worst offensive line in the NFL all season, and despite that, he was working miracles in almost every single game. Stafford's offensive line became 2/5 as bad as Herbert's for 5 minutes, and he became a turnover howitzer. He embodied value.
This is last year messed this thing up, you know, because everyone's doing this embodied value stuff. Now everyone's trying to look at and deep dive into the word valuable. Just
Yeah,
pick the damn best player you saw
bro.
and then go about your business.
The Mitchell Schwartz, the old Chiefs offensive tackle, he quoted and said, "Wouldn't that open the case for Lane Johnson to have been MVP for these years, or Trent Williams too? If the one main offensive line that holds the unit together is the key for the offense, then why aren't we voting the offensive line for the position?"
Correct.
Yeah. So,
This
but
is the
I
thing,
actually
man.
didn't know Stafford won by 1 vote until now. Just checking, but I saw the Herbert vote stuff earlier on. So,
Oh, that's interesting. But you know, it's not like every week it was a nip and tuck thing in the NFL this year. It was like, okay, he's winning MVP. This is the best team. This is this. Do you get what I mean? So I understand that vote probably makes sense in terms of how it's gone down to the wire. Obviously with Drake May and his team doing what they did this year. I feel like the schedule, we say is easy because the Patriots were now good. We thought the Patriots were going to be terrible. So this schedule is actually going to be difficult for them. Do you get what I mean?
I think I had the Patriots beginning of the season maybe making the playoffs. Or I said they're gonna be a fairly good team. Obviously not to the extent. But at that point, people at the beginning of the season, people did bring up the Patriots schedule, saying they could have a chance to be okay because their schedule was light.
Yeah, I just felt like they were at the start of the season. I thought that the Patriots were on the same level as all of the teams around them in their schedule. So, do you get what I mean? I thought they were just like, okay, you're playing the Jets, you're playing the Dolphins. I thought the Dolphins would be better than them. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah. The Patriots, they started the season 1 and 2,
They lost.
and then
Yeah, they
even the
lost to the
Broncos, they both started
Raiders.
off 1 and 2, and then they both went up on these crazy runs.
Did they not lose to the Raiders first game?
Yeah.
See, and that's what I mean. Like everyone said, their schedule was going to be easy, but you lose to the Raiders first game, and the Raiders end up being the worst team in the NFL. And you're like, well, they should be playing against these teams. They're on the same level. That's what
Yeah,
my
but
thing was. So
then last season, the Bengals lost to the woeful Patriots first game of the season.
correct, but then they also didn't make the playoffs, and they were bad.
Yeah.
So it's like it's so difficult to predict. But
Yeah,
yeah,
no, facts. Myles Garrett was unanimous for
yeah.
Defensive Player of the Year, and rightfully so. I think he's the only second unanimous player to win it behind JJ Watt.
Yeah, inevitable. We knew that was happening. We knew he was defensive player of the year from like week 6. Like he was winning the award from way, 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 way back. It was then a discussion of can he win the MVP? And I feel like he
Yeah.
would have won the MVP this year if the Browns had made the playoffs. So if the Browns had any type of offense, if the Browns were good, he could have been in the MVP discussion. Because I feel like pound for pound, player for player, he's the best player in the NFL this season. And most years you could probably make a case that he's the best player in the NFL. So yeah, well-deserved award for Myles Garrett. Obviously, he's now got a new head coach in Cleveland. I don't know if he's going to have to switch defensive coordinators because of, the melee that's going on there. But I feel like for him, another deserved award, another step to his greatness. He's already a first-ballot Hall of Famer for me, but we know the first ballot don't mean nothing anymore, so we don't know. But yeah, well-deserved. Defensive player of the year. He should have been in MVP discussions also. But yeah.
Yeah. I think, like what you said, more or less agree. It was literally just the fact that the Browns were not a good overall team and then their record. Because even defensive rookie of the year, Carson Schweinsinger from their team won that as well.
Yeah.
And that one caught me off guard. But voting-wise, he had like 40 of the 50 votes.
That caught you off guard?
That the Browns, I thought it was going to be, what's his name? Is it Emanwari for the Seahawks? I thought he was going to win defensive rookie of the year.
Schweinsinger was the best defensive rookie by a country mile.
Fair.
Remember, I was actually watching Browns games at points.
To be fair, you actually were watching it in terms of that was your main screen game.
Yeah. So I was literally watching what he was doing. I was like, yeah, this guy's the best. So you could see like their rookie class was actually good, to be fair. So.
Yeah. And it's just going to show over the years how weird the Browns organization is, because they've won. That's what Myles Garrett, second defensive player of the year. Their rookies winning these awards. They've won coach of the year twice under Stefanski. Obviously, he's not there anymore, but yet still this organization can't get it right.
Because they can't pick the main position that you need to win games. The quarterback. They struggle with the most important position, but they can pick defensive players. They can. I think that's it. I was about to say they can pick skill positions, but they can pick defensive players
and running backs. That's it.
And running backs, yeah.
Yeah.
And they can't get the head coach right either. So there's too many problems with them.
Yeah, Todd Monken getting the job. His first head coaching job at the age of 59, which is interesting in the way the current NFL is going. So
I like him though. I do like Todd Monken. I actually just like the way he carries himself and how he kind of instills some motivation and life into his players. So I do like him. I want them to be good. I actually like the Browns. I'm supporting them because Shador's there. But
yeah, hopefully Shador can, if he gets the chance to be a starter, he can be good enough next year to maintain an NFL career.
Yes,
on that front. So get me. And plus the Browns, I was on the Browns on that trip to Philly. As you can see on my mug, wearing the Browns jersey. Yeah, mate. So go on, Cleveland. Offensive player of the year, JSN. My brother from Sierra Leone, who is in the Super Bowl. He had 14 votes. McCaffrey had 12. Puka had 8. Bijan 6. May 5. Stafford 3. Allen and McBride had 1. So it was pretty close between JSN and CMC.
Yeah. Either way that went, I would have been happy with whoever won it. Do you get what I mean? CMC had a great year. JSN probably had an exceptional year because of where he is today. He's in the Super Bowl. So I feel like
because who his quarterback is.
Yes. Yeah. That too. But and I feel like CMC is always going to be in offensive player of the year votes because he is the offense for the 49ers. So he does a bit of everything. Whereas for a receiver to be the reliant player, you're reliant on somebody else. And is Sam Darnold, for instance, who isn't known to be, isn't in the, well, he probably will be after this season, but isn't in the top 10 quarterbacks in the league.
Yeah.
So you have a player like that, and you're doing all of this stuff that you're doing, breaking the records for the Seahawks and things
Mm-hmm.
like that. I think it's just well deserved. And I think after the season he had, you can't complain about this result
Yeah.
in the Offensive Player of the Year. I
Yeah.
feel like other players would have said, "Oh, it's me, it's him, it's him." Bijan being in the conversation's nice, but the Falcons didn't win enough.
Yeah.
Um, I think everything's got to translate to winning at the end of the day for you to
Yeah.
win an
No, true.
award. And everyone that has won awards, bar Myles Garrett, who was just so dominant, and Swessinger, who was just so dominant. Yeah,
Yeah. No, that's
Swessinger
fair.
is winning.
That is fair. For offensive rookie of the year, Ted McMillan, your guy, he was dominant in the voting. He had 41 votes. This is where I was checking for Dege's boy Jackson Horse, but he wasn't in the top 5. McMillan had 41, Tyler Shock had 5, Gray Zabel had 2, Trayvon Henderson and Jackson Dart had 1.
Again, dominant for a reason.
Yeah, no,
Best
Ted
young
balled.
receiver. Best young receiver in football. That's
Yeah,
literally it.
and he was
We
the
should pay him now.
he's it was a big reason as to why you guys made the playoffs. So
Yeah. Yeah, sure hands, route running. Bryce Young trusted him everywhere. He was our go-to target.
yeah,
Kind of replaces Xavier Leggett as the man for
hmm
us. As at the receiver position, you can see how reliable he is and how reliable he will be going forwards. You can see the receiver position, how big it is to the quarterback and to an NFL team right now. So
hmm
to have an elite receiver there for us is so key. So we don't have to go out and find one. And
yeah,
long may it continue, man. Even in the playoffs, you saw where the big plays were going to.
yeah.
You saw where the trust was, and for a first-year player to have that trust by the team, by his quarterback, you can see it's going to be good things going forward. So yeah, well deserved, well deserved, and long may it continue. Don't let us get to your head, my brother, and let's keep going,
Yeah, no,
keep
facts.
pounding.
Both matchups with the Rams, he calls them trouble.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
everything, just them picking him up in general. McMillan he was a problem still, and like you said, he became that safety blanket for Bryce. And yeah, hopefully they can build on this, man, because the Panthers they've got something, but it's just the uncertainty with Bryce. Because they didn't pick up his option to pay him, didn't they?
No, it's all right, but we'll figure it. We'll figure that out. He is the franchise right now. I don't think we need to be going elsewhere and looking for anything different. He's. I think it's just look another year in the offense, and then
hmm
we'll try and do something. I feel like we can win this division this year. It's an
hmm
open division. I'll be honest. So we know the most talented team is the Falcons, but we know the Falcons and who their coach is. So we will be in and around it every year going forwards.
Fair. Since we're on the Panthers, your boy Luke Kuechly got inducted into the Hall of Fame. Apparently, he's the second
Mm.
youngest person to get inducted to the Hall of Fame in NFL history.
Luke.
He'll be 35 when he's officially inducted this summer, behind Gail Sayers, who was 34.
Luke Kuechly, one of the best defensive players I've seen in my life. Obviously, I feel like he retired early just because he wanted to protect his health,
Yeah.
and he understood the damages the game can do, and you can see how smart he is on and off the field. So
hmm
when he was part of that Super Bowl getting to defense, I can't say Super Bowl winning, Super Bowl
Yeah.
getting to defense, we were a dangerous team. And as much as I wanted him to continue playing because he was such a key part of our team, you understood it. You understood
hmm
why he took a step back, and in his years to be a Hall of Famer, because his career wasn't long. You get what I mean? So
8
in those
seasons.
years, exactly in those 8 seasons, to make a massive impact like he did to make it to the Hall of Fame, you can see how dominant he was. And yeah, man, another Carolina Panther in there. So I'm happy. I'm happy, and I'm happy for him and him and the family. So yeah.
Yeah. Just on his 8 seasons, Defensive Rookie of the Year 2012, Defensive Player of the Year 2013, 5-time
Uh-huh.
first team All Pro, and 7-time Pro Bowler. in 8 seasons. That is an immense,
He was the
immense
best.
accolade. Flipping hell.
He can literally say, I was the best throughout my career. No
Yeah,
one was better than me.
yeah, literally. Rookie of the year, defensive player of the year, back to back, and then yeah, that is crazy. The two first ballots, Drew Brees and Larry Fitzgerald. Drew Brees has got second
Mhm.
in all-time passing and yards, if I'm not mistaken. Or yeah, but
Yeah, man. There's no discussion. You got Larry Fitzgerald, who is, boy, you're probably going to put him in the top 5 receivers of all time just for consistency purposes.
mm, he's even second
Do you get what I
all-time
mean?
in receptions and yards, both behind Jerry Rice.
Yeah. So you got to put him in there for longevity, for consistency, for being able to do that for so long in such an age. Playing receiver is difficult.
Mm,
Um, so I feel like he well deserved to be first ballot Hall of Fame. I know he didn't get over the line Super Bowl wise, but he's got there. He's played it. He played in the Super Bowl,
yeah,
but
because the Cardinals lost to
um,
the Steelers.
yes, yes, he played in the game, but he just couldn't get over the line. But well deserved to be a first ballot Hall of Famer for him. And Drew Brees, there's nothing anyone can say. He kind of put New Orleans back on the map.
Yeah,
Let's
I
be
mean,
honest.
Brees had the records before when he retired. Then obviously Brady overtook them um when going.
Yeah.
And just back to Fitzgerald, I knew he played under so many quarterbacks, but knowing he played under 23 quarterbacks is crazy.
23. Jesus Christ.
23. Kyler Murray was his last, but flipping off, fair play, 23. And he owns one of the craziest stats in NFL history. He has more tackles than drops. He's got 41 tackles and he's only got 29 drops.
Yeah, that's a serious receiver. And I don't know why he was tackling people, because other people must have been dropping the ball, or his 23 quarterbacks are throwing interceptions.
The interceptions, man probably doing the many DK runs when DK chased me
Yeah.
the maker. But he's probably just doing it in a smaller vicinity. But yeah, and who was the other one? Vinatieri, and then one of the older players, I forgot his name, I think Roger Craig. I think he got him through like the senior voting and stuff. But
Oh, okay.
Vinatieri,
Well,
obviously,
military.
most points in NFL history, clutch
Yeah.
kicks for the Patriots. We spoke about the
Mhm.
Patriots, and so yeah. I mean that was probably the highlight for the week for the Patriots, bar the Super Bowl, with what's gone on with Belichick and then Robert Kraft in terms of them getting snubbed.
Most definitely, most definitely. And Vinatieri, he's won them Super Bowls.
Yeah, yeah,
So, you know, sometimes the kickers are most, what do they call it? The kicker is, they say, I can't even think, but yeah, you know what I'm trying to say. The kicker's
Mhm.
the most like person that gets the most blame and gets the most credit for doing the littlest things. But
Yeah.
when you got someone as consistent as that, all credit is due.
No, facts, facts, facts. Cool. That is our NFL stuff.